The rats are fleeing the sinking ship in Minnesota as Tim Walz has now been called to testify and Republicans are moving in. Now, I hear you. The tribe of nothing ever happens. In fact, I'm curious about joining. I've been completely basically run into submission, just like many of you, where nothing's happening. Sorry, a phone call snuck through there. Potential spam, of course. The spam calls, like, holy moly. Leave a like on the video if you're getting more spam calls than ever lately. Like, I can't with these spam calls. It's insane. But anyway, they are now faking break-ins, getting their cash out of these buildings, and squirming and freaking out. Here we have manager at Minnesota Childcare reports break-in and, quote, missing important documentation. But Minneapolis police say nothing at all was stolen. Initial reports from management at Minneapolis Child Care Center suggest that, quote, sensitive documents, including payroll and client files, were stolen during an overnight break-in. Oh. What a unlucky thing to happen. That's so unlucky. Just when they were about to get audited, all of their well-kept records got stolen. Well, golly gee, we're in a real stinker now, guys. Ooh. Just when all of the federal fraud was moving in, they had all their documents stolen. By the way, what was inside this wall was cash. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. That's what was in the wall right here, is cash. They had cash in the walls. They put it in this concrete to keep rats out of it. That's what was in this wall, in my opinion. I don't know, but I know. They had cash stashed in the walls and they took it out. That's what happened. That's what happened. Then you had this 10 masked Somalis come out of the Quality Learning Center at Minneapolis at 10:30 p.m. 10:30 at night. What are they doing?
About 10:15 out here outside the Quality Learning Center on a Tuesday night. Got 10 Somalis out here trying to fix their misspelled street name. We'll see how much success they have there. You got this guy back here who's going to continue pacing around. He's already got several photos of my license plate.
Okay.
I don't know what he's going to do with that. But
later.
They didn't quite finish the job changing out the sign. Guess I interrupted there. Because I'm in a public parking lot here. I'm not on their property. Hey man, do you want to have a chat? No. Okay, no. I was just saying you were taking pictures of me, so I was just...
Yeah, you were taking pictures of me.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I'm glad you're finally changing the sign. You're going to change it to actually what it's spelled as. You want to say your name?
No, they don't want... They just want to intimidate. What are the odds? God, officer... Man, I was gonna have all the documentation, but the darndest thing just happened. Oh, by the way, what's happening now is, interestingly enough, more white liberal female judges. So we've now found that this is basically a Somali scam that extends to every state possible. Washington, Ohio have also been implicated. So to get out in front of this, in response to massive daycare fraud being exposed by independent journalists using state websites, the Washington State Senator, Lisa Wellman, has pre-filed legislation to hide information about daycares and their operations from the public. I wonder why. The rats are scurrying. It's like you go into the hood and you have, like, you turn the lights on and you see all the rats running every possible direction. By the way, all childcare payments to Minnesota have now been frozen. The federal government has ceased all childcare payments to Minnesota amid the Democratic state's ongoing daycare fraud scandal. This is what I talked about yesterday. The Trump administration should be freezing every federal dollar, not just daycare. The federal government has ceased all child care payments to Minnesota. Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services, Jim O'Neill, announced on Thursday that funding has been frozen and demanded that Governor Tim Walz audit the centers allegedly involved. We've turned off the money spigot and we are fighting the fraud, O'Neill declared in a statement. This move from the administration for children and families, the HHS division that oversees childcare, comes after independent journalist Nick Shirley shared footage of apparently empty Minnesota daycare. You've probably read the serious allegations that the state of Minnesota has funneled millions of taxpayer dollars to fraudulent daycares across Minnesota over the past decade, O'Neill wrote. O'Neill said that he has activated the spend defend system for all ACF payments, meaning that all payments going forward across the country will require proof and reasoning before the money is allocated. By the way, that should be every payment for everything, right? This on top of hundreds of agents now on the ground.
As we speak, our Homeland Security investigators, hundreds are on the ground. They're knocking doors. They're going to local businesses. They're going to these sites where we believe that there is rampant fraud, whether it be daycare centers, healthcare centers, or other organizations that take taxpayer dollars. Our Homeland Security investigators on the ground are also seeing that these suspected perpetrators are really trying to cover their tracks. They're trying to whitewash the operational facts on the ground, purporting to be a legitimate business, have legitimate business operations, when it's all a fugazi. So we're going to continue to ask those questions. We're learning more and more, especially with the FBI and our DOJ partners on the ground.
Uh-oh.
Well, a lot of this comes through Health and Human Services. And look, I understand that the assistant, whatever title he was, said, oh, they're taking immediate action. But
okay.
To be honest with you, Tricia, this has been going on for years. To say they've taken immediate action, that probably should have happened a year ago. This doesn't flow through Homeland Security. It flows through Health and Human Services. But ultimately, it is the responsibility of the governor and the state of Minnesota. But to say they took immediate actions, with all due respect, these reports go back almost 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, this is, by the way, we can also go here to Cam Higbee, who has uncovered fraud in Washington from Dagash Childcare, has received over $200,000 just this year. People living at the address claim it has never been a daycare ever.
My decoy went up and she could hear people rustling around on the other side of the ring camera as if they were listening to her but not responding.
Kristen Magnuson and I also went to this house right after you guys to see if we get the same response, and we sort of did. We saw the same thing, the windows with vinyl covering, can't see inside. We ring the doorbell, but actually somebody responds to us.
Oh.
Hey, is this Dagash Family Childcare?
No.
No.
It's not Dagash Family Childcare.
No.
Okay, what's the name of the childcare here?
I don't know.
I ask, has this place ever been a childcare? The woman says no. But obviously, Washington state records tell a completely different story.
Yeah, this specific address is locked into Washington state records as a daycare.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's locked into like the Google page for the business.
Yep.
Is this address, right?
And it's up to date with licensing.
The numbers here.
Okay,
Kristen.
so we just visited Dagash Family Childcare. This address was
I love this.
confirmed online. They get $23,260 in October.
They have made $210,000 just this year.
And how many kids again is this place registered for?
Oh, that's the fun part. 3.
3 kids.
3 kids.
So this place.
So the state is giving them $70,000 a kid. $70,000 a kid. What an idiot. I'm sick with the flu, working on New Year's Eve because, well, I need to earn money to pay for my staff when I could have just opened up a daycare and defrauded the American people. I mean, this is so crazy. It's absolutely bonkers. And then they also had are the walls closing in? I understand people saying, well, nothing ever happens. I understand that. I understand people saying that. But now Tim Walz has been called to testify. I wanted to find the post, but X is acting up for me. This is part of problem when you have when you record live. But let's see, Tim Walz, okay. Yeah, nothing. Well, let's see if I can pull up the article here this way. But he has now been called to testify. Walz on the frozen federal child care payments. This is Trump's long game. I mean, are they really going to go with the blaming Trump? Are they really going to, I mean, is that really what they think that's going to happen? Do they think the American people are going to say, oh yeah, this is definitely Trump's doing? I know that there are some idiots who believe that, but this has been an issue for a very, very long time. This has been an issue for a very long time. Now, the Oversight Committee is set to speak with Minnesota Representative Walz and Ellison invited to testify. Now, will they show up? I don't know. Probably no. Probably not. On January 7th, 2026, so that's in 8 days, the committee will hear from 3 Minnesota representatives who have sounded the alarm on an investigative fraud in Minnesota social services program. The 3 testifying will be Representative Kristen Robbins, Representative Walter Hudson, and Marion Rarick. Sorry. Additionally, Chairman James Cormer has invited Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison to come, but they won't. They won't go. All of these little rats are going to scatter. They'll get a couple of little levelers, but I'm hopeful that we see a press here, that we see an actual, some actual arrests happening. Certainly all these daycares should be shut down, and all of these, people should be in prison for fraud. But we're talking about, we should be expanding this to every single state in the country. Every single state in the country should be immediately having to provide a deep level of information around all of these foreign businesses. We talk about, I've got a story I'm working on for probably Friday. There is, you think it's just Somalis. Indian registered companies in the state of Illinois have received 42% of all small business loans, equaling $5 million each, amounting to a total of $85 million. Indians make up just 2% of the entire population of Illinois, but they've received 42% of all small business loans. I mean, it's absolutely wild. This is a major problem, and they're going to need to get it fixed.